Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is written and directed by James Gunn. It is the third movie in the Guardians franchise and the 32nd film in the MCU. Now, this story starts off with where we see the Guardians of the Galaxy having established their headquarters on Nowhere. I mean, if you saw the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special on Disney Plus during the 2022 holiday season, then you know where the story's going. The night after settling in to Nowhere and making it their headquarters and home base, they are attacked by Adam Warlock. Yes, you heard that correctly. Adam Warlock is thrust right into the movie soon as maybe 20 minutes into it. And it's really interesting because I thought we were going to get him later on, but we didn't. We find out Adam Warlock was created by Mother, or the Empress of the Sovereign, Ayesha. And all the while that's happening, he gets kind of injures Rocket, and then this starts the trajectory of our story. The movie is heavily forward on a Rocket Raccoon story, which is a good thing. Everyone and every other Guardian, every other character in this that's supporting, that was the main character, is now a supporting character, like the Guardians. They are just on the side and they want to help Rocket. They're doing everything for Rocket in order to help him survive and live again and not die. Rocket is barely here nor there during the movie, and most of the movie we see flashbacks of how he was created and what the High Evolutionary did to him. The High Evolutionary is like Dr. Moreau from the Island of Dr. Moreau, or the Island of Lost Souls, where he takes subjects and turns them into animals, or humans, and turns them into animals in order to create his own civilization, which in this is Counter-Earth. Now, Chiwetel Ejiofor is a phenomenal actor, and he's only gone by the name of the High Evolutionary here, not by Dr. Herbert Wyndham, who he is known as in the comic books. Because in the comic books, he was trying to figure out human DNA, and he created a serum, which then turned him into the High Evolutionary. The High Evolutionary is a crazy character who has a mindset of just playing God. We know what happens when you play God in a Marvel movie. It doesn't turn out too well. So the Guardians have to get a master key, so to speak, in order to help Rocket live. The aspect of this movie from start to finish is really, really fun. It's slow going at times, and I do want to say that certain characters aren't as prominent as they were in the first two movies or in any other Marvel movie, being that we see Peter Quill still reeling from losing Gamora when she is there, but she's not who she is anymore after coming back. The Infinity Stones are mentioned. Peter Quill drinks. He tries to fall in love with this Gamora again. And then Gamora Zoe Saldana's just doing her thing where she's a Ravager now with Sylvester Stallone's character of Ogord, and he's still there. And then you have Drax the Destroyer, who is also on the side but still doing his witty banter, along with Mantis, which is really fun. And you have Groot, who is always exceptional and great. And then you have Kraglin, who is phenomenal and one of Yondu Udante's former second-in-command in the Ravagers, or of the Ravagers. And then we have Will Poulter as Adam Warlock, who I feel like was in a total of less than 10 scenes in this movie, which was so surprising because you tease him at the end of Part 2, where Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 had so many mid-credit, post-credit scenes that the final one was Ayesha saying that in time we'll reveal him to everyone, and that was Adam Warlock. Adam Warlock is not in this that much. The scenes that he's in, he does steal it, but I feel like Will Poulter as Adam Warlock should have been more expanded on and more involved. Because Adam Warlock does become part of the Guardians in the comic books, and he does become an Avenger later on. Also, Cosmo the Space Dog, Maria Bakalova, not bad. The only thing she says is, I'm not a bad dog, I'm not a bad dog, take that back, take this back. Also, wasn't as prominent as I thought it would be. The aspect of this movie is emotional. The story is emotional. I will be honest, I did cry at certain scenes because it was so well done and so well written that it's just heartbreaking to see what Rocket went through. Even the characters of Lila, Teef, and Floor, for the moments that they were on screen with Rocket, you could see that the dynamic that it had with that. And then the High Evolutionary finding out that Rocket was created as a specimen but is more smarter than him. High Evolutionary didn't like that, which is why he's still trying to go after Rocket, because he wants his brain. because the High Evolutionary isn't that smart. Rocket is way smarter than anyone thinks he is, and it shows in this with what he can do, how he can drive the spaceship, shoot guns, create little quick knickknacks or a little master card to do everything, and then his anger gets the better of him and he just lashes out at the High Evolutionary. We then see how everything happens with the High Evolutionary, the mask face that he wears, why he wears it, the get up, the purple suit, and it was really, really very different than what you would anticipate or what you think James Gunn could do. You could see that James Gunn got more free range to do anything he wanted with this third movie, and it was more so his own film that he was able to create and direct and write, which is really, really shown. All the writing and the dialogue, it's James Gunn. I mean, what more could you want? When there was an emotional scene, there was a quick comedic bit that, balanced out the tension. If there was a comedic scene, there was another emotional scene. Everything was interesting. Everyone was clashing heads in this, and it was really interesting to see that happen. The action is for the middle of the movie and at the end of the movie in a big action sequence, and it's just when the Guardians are kicking ass and kicking the High Evolutionary's ass, it's a really fun scene. Wish that went on a little bit longer as well. The movie runs 150 minutes long, 2 hours and 30 minutes, and had a budget, or has a budget, of $250 million. So the movie's 30 minutes shy of being 3 hours. Like, that is really, really long. There is a mid-credit scene and a post-credit scene, so be sure you stay for that. And as a whole, this is great. The only aspect I have that the negative is I wanted more of Adam Warlock, and when he was on screen, he was good, but it was just too comedic, and I feel like there were so many characters that James Gunn was pressured to put Adam Warlock in it when I feel like he could have done his own thing. Other than that, he directed a phenomenal, phenomenal movie. And I'm curious to see what's going to happen now with the team, if there's going to be a fourth movie, and where we see these characters once again later on in the MCU, and what the culminating factor would be for every single one of these characters. Because you know and you've loved these characters since the first Guardians, and then you see them in other Marvel movies. What more could you want? It's absolutely fantastic and amazing. This is a great, great franchise in the Marvel Comics and Cinematic Universe of the superhero team, Guardians of the Galaxy. When you first heard about it, it's like, okay, is it going to work? I don't know. But it did work, especially for 3 films, and bringing in the High Evolutionary, having it being Rocket's story, and this is Rocket's story, and the character of Lila in this kind of tells Rocket that this entire time, this was your story. Now, I don't know if she means it by just being the third movie, where it was just his story, or the entire 3 movies. Because if it's the entire 3 movies, then we see that the main focus has always been Rocket Raccoon, with the underlining factor that Peter Quill and Star-Lord, or Peter Quill Star-Lord, has been the sub-character. Makes you think. It makes you really, really think about who actually is the main character and who isn't the main character. For me, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 gets 4.5 out of 5 stars. Let me know in the comment section below what you thought about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What did you think of it? What do you think about the aspect of the story, the directing, the writing? Did you like that there was a lot of emotional aspect to it? Did you like that this was more focused on Rocket Raccoon? And what do you think could have been done differently? Do you think Adam Warlock should have been in it more and more mentioned? Or did you like how everything was done? And do you think this is a good, rightful ending for the Guardians of the Galaxy franchise? If not, do you want to see this continue? Let me know in the comment section below about all of the questions I just asked. And also let me know what rating you would give Volume 3 of Guardians of the Galaxy. And be sure you click that subscribe button and hit that notification bell for new review videos on my channel. I will see you all in the next review video, and thank you for tuning in.